Yesterday marked 15 years since I had my ACL surgery on my right knee. And looking back, I realized that that experience was a pivotal moment in my life. At the time, I was 18 years old. And at that point in my career, I had never really gone through a serious injury like that. And so it was quite difficult to deal with, emotionally, mentally, and physically. But the part that I struggled with the most was, what do I do now? What do I do with this? Because after the surgery, it was about 6 months at least of rehab and recovery before I can go full force back on the ice training. And I ended up going to this event, and there was a sports psychologist that was speaking at the event. And I really, really resonated with a lot of what he was saying during his talk. And so I went to speak to him after, and I was kind of explaining to him my situation and what I was going through and all that. And one of the things that he shared with me was that this is an opportunity to come back stronger after your injury. And that really, really stuck with me in a lot of different ways. The first one is, at the time, I loved jumping and I was spending a lot of time, focusing on my technique and jumps. But what I ended up doing at the time is that, there was a point where I was able to get back on the ice for about 3 months before I could start jumping. And so what I decided to do was to focus on all of the things that I wasn't good at, because those were the only things that I could do, doing spins and skating skills and working on movement every single day. And what happened through that is, of course, when I did come back doing everything that I wanted to do, my jumps were coming back. But at the same time, I was now much better at all these other things that I was struggling with. And so the reason why I'm saying this is because that really taught me the concept of taking a situation that's considered bad and turning that into growth, turning that into something that will allow me to be better as an athlete at the time, but now as a human being. And ultimately, what I found through my journey is that the way to growth is to find gratitude for that experience, whether good or bad. And it doesn't mean to neglect emotions like sadness or anger or hopelessness. I allowed myself to feel all these things, but slowly I would take the situation, really look at it, and find moments of gratitude for this happening to me at that point in my life. So I don't know if this resonates with any of you, but me being in the situation that I'm in right now with this injury, as difficult as it is, I'm okay with it. And I'm allowing to be what it needs to be, because ultimately I realize that it's going to lead to more growth.